What's up, everybody? Jay Leone here again today with another review. Hope everybody's doing well, first off. And, man, today's just a lovely, lovely day. It's 71 degrees right now. The weather here in Illinois is just crazy because now tomorrow it's supposed to go back down to 40. So this is how everybody gets sick. But for today, it is a lovely day, and I'm in a great mood because I know spring is upon us, and I can finally get outside and stop being what hibernates up. God, a bear, what hibernates? Wow. And get outdoors. Anyways, not about the rambling. Um, Last week's review was a little late, and that was due to this stupid YouTube. I tell you, I don't know if anybody's ever uploaded a video to YouTube. Usually, you you upload the video, and it'll upload it, and then it will go through processing, which sometimes takes an hour, sometimes two, sometimes three. Now, on my last video, I had to re-upload it 3 different times, and I waited 3 days entirely, and it hadn't processed. So finally, I got pissed off. I deleted it again off YouTube, and I re-uploaded it for a final time before I was about to throw like everything everywhere, and it finally went through. It took 18 hours. But it finally went through. So I apologize for that video being late, but really it was not my fault. YouTube was having some type of processing issue going on in their system. So, yes. Alright, so I'm sorry about that. I had to stop the video there for a second because the the Marquis clone that I reviewed last week decided to spew juice everywhere, literally everywhere. It was dripping all the way down. Kind of got on my USB port here. Hope it's okay. Yeah, I was just saying it doesn't leak, and there it fucking goes all over. I think I over dripped a ton. I think I got a little cocky with my dripping, and yeah, just over dripped in. It was coming all down the side of the hole here and down the mod. So yes, you can over drip on this still. Anyways, not about any of that. I always prove myself wrong somehow. Today we're going to be reviewing the thing that I just showed you, and the thing that I'm reviewing is the Eleaf iStick 50 watt. So, the Eleaf iStick 50 watt. This has been reviewed by almost everybody and their mother, but I am going to do my review for it today. It's a 50 watt capable mod. It's got 2 built-in 18650 batteries that are rated at 2200 apiece. So its capacity is 4400 milliamp hour. Where did I get it? Of course, I got it from eStickity.com, one of my favorite places to shop right now. And I paid $54.99. Plus shipping, I believe. So not bad at all. Actually, for the price, it's fantastic. And some quick rambling specs right here for those that want to hear them. First off, I think, now I can't find this anywhere, I think it is an aluminum body with stainless steel top and bottom caps on here. Like I already said, the range 2 to 10 volts, 5 to 50 watts. It can fire all the way down to a 0.2 ohm and all the way up to a 5 ohm atomizer. It's 23 millimeters by 45 millimeters by 83 millimeters. Those are the dimensions. It's got temperature alarm function. It says if the temperature of the device is over 70 degrees Celsius, the output would shut off automatically and the screen will reflect temp protection for 5 seconds. You got the spring-loaded 510 connector up top, and 4400 milliamp hour battery in here, built in, with an onboard USB charger. So those are your very quick specs on it. But there's not really much more I can say up here, so let's go down and take a quick look at it. Alright guys, so here we are up close with the Eleaf iStick 50 watt. Not much of a unboxing here, but anyways, simple little box, couple warnings, checked off with the color that I got, and no USB cable because I didn't need one. And you open up the box, and it is this simple. Boom, you get your iStick 50 wrapped up here, and sun went down, it got really dark all of a sudden. There we go. Alright. And then you get a, yeah, nothing else in there. empty. Then you get one of these little guys, little instruction manual. Not really much, but explains, you know, a couple of the little features that it's got and a couple warnings and whatnot, stuff like that. So that's the packaging and the unboxing. You can get it with a USB cable, I think, but on iStick I don't see the option. So, but anyways, let's start at the top before we get into all that. You're gonna see me in this mirrored finish and my camera. Pointer, here we go, pointing implement. You do have a spring-loaded connection here. Let's see if you can see that. Yep, spring-loaded. So then that works nicely. I've had no issues with things fitting on here. These are I believe these are stainless steel end caps. You got one on the top, one on the bottom here. 4,400 milliamp hour battery on there, which is awesome. And then you got these two little screws that are holding on each side, are holding these plates in. I believe it's an aluminum body. You got your up, your down button, and your fire button. Pretty darn simple. And your charge port is on the back side here, where you'll see it says Eleaf iStick 50, and you got your USB charge port right there, which I like it being here. I wish it was on the bottom though, because when I do charge it, it tends to topple over because of the cable being up here. It tends to be top heavy and wants to fall over. So, but anyways, better than the bottom, so I'm not going to complain about it. The screen and its features looks just like an iStick 20 screen and an iStick 30 and a 10. No, the 10 is different. So anyways, screen's pretty simple. Up and down, go all the way up to 50 watts. It does it rather quickly. Boom, 50 watts, and we'll go all the way down to, I believe, 5 watts. Yep, 5 watts. And then if you want to switch it to voltage mode, press the fire button 5 times, not 5 times, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. See, it says voltage now, and it will, I think, 2 volts? Yes, 2 volts, and you can go all the way up to 10 volts. And it does that rather quickly. 1, 2, 3 puts it back in wattage. And then if you turn it off by pressing the power button 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is now off. And then here you can flip the screen by holding the up and the down button. Boom, you see the screen flipped. If I want to flip it back, just hold it again. There we go, screen's the other way. It only does that in the off, but it is off, so you can only do that in the off mode. Turn it back on, 5 clicks. And the other feature in here is to hold the up and the down button together, and you will lock the device. There you go. It will still fire in locked mode. It just it won't let you adjust the wattage. It will tell you that it's locked. So it will fire, just won't be able to adjust it, which is good because you put this in your pocket, you may accidentally press the up and the down buttons at the same time. So that's the menu and how it looks. I mean, let's unlock it real quick and I'll show you a little bit of detail what's going on here. But we should be pretty used to this. You got your ohms, your voltage, and then your wattage. So the voltage it takes to get that applied wattage you have it set for, and vice versa. If you have it in voltage mode, it will show wattage here and voltage over here. So yeah, very simple. And when you do fire it, if we put an addy back on here real quick, there we go. Focus, you son of a bitch. Okay, when you do fire it, it'll give you a puff count. So it's going to count your seconds of your puff. Okay, and then yeah, it's in wattage, so it's going to show you it's firing at 5 watts and you hit it for 1.2 seconds. Okay, that is the iStick 50. The threads on here for the 510, by the way, buttery smooth, everything sits on there, no problems. And yeah, let's go up top and we will talk a little more about it. Alright, so you saw the close-ups on it. It's a very solid looking device. It is very solid. It's very heavy. Pretty heavy, not very heavy, it's pretty heavy. I mean, compared to my Vapor Shark DNA 40, I'd say this is a little bit heavier, just a little bit, but it feels like it's built well. It's been a joy to use. I've used it now for 2 weeks. The battery life on here, let's start with the battery life. The battery life on here is just fantastic. I've seen somebody tear this apart, took these end caps off, and there's actually 2 18650 batteries in here that are 22 milliamp hours, 2200 milliamp hours each. So if you're fidgety and stuff like that and your batteries do break, you could always just take those end caps out and hardwire 2 more batteries in there, because that's all that's in here. Yeah, battery life is just fantastic. I ran it for, and this is just me, I believe a little over 3 days. between 20 and 50 watts. I ran it with the sub tank. I ran it with the marquee, which I have that at 50 watts right now. So I ran it like that. And I ran it with the sub tank at about 30 watts. And I also ran it with my Derringer clone for, around 40 watts. So I've put it through its paces. And it's giving me no issues whatsoever. I'll put the sub tank back on here and let's bump this wattage down. Have a few vapes. Yeah, I think that coil is time for a change in. It's not putting out like it used to. And that was at 25.3 watts. Anyways, so I've rocked it all over the place. It is great. Its reading's pretty accurate. I mean, it's like most Chinese ohm readings. They're usually 0.1 off one way or the other. Nice clicky buttons. Turn it back on. I get like no rattle from this whatsoever, so that's great. And it's comfortable. There's not many devices that come out that I say I truly enjoy using this because of the size. Let's do a little bit of size comparison. I'll try to do this up here. Let's start with the let's back up. The Vapor Shark RDNA 40. As you could see, yeah, they're about identical in size, and I'm not lining this up perfectly. Actually, the RDNA, but it does have the skin on it. It may be a little bit taller, but they're pretty identical in size. Here's it next to a Sigelli 150, and that's just massive compared to this little guy. And here's the Eleaf iStick 20 watt, and you can see it's just a little bit taller than that, actually, not much. Where it gains is width-wise. Yeah. So there you go. You could see. It's a little bit bigger width and in height of the iStick 20, but that is just a single, I think a 2400 milliamp hour battery in there, or 22 or 26, something like that. This is 4400, and it does 50 watts. But like I was saying, not many devices come out where they're just truly a joy to use. Like, first of all, I don't have big hands. I have midget hands, or I should say small hands. And you can see I can pretty much conceal this in my hand completely. Let me get my dripper back on here, which again has juice on it. So, boy. Okay. So basically all you're seeing is that dripper. And when I mean comfortable, I mean like my finger just wraps around this rounded side and boom. Just comfortable. I mean, it's just a comfortable vaping device. Now, when I do hold it like this with my trigger finger on here, unfortunately the screen is covered because it's on the other side of my hand. So if I want the screen showing, I have to fire it with my thumb, which isn't a big deal because it's still comfortable, but I like to rock it this way, and actually I've been using a lefty. So then this way all my shit is on the front, so I can vape, look at my shit, I can adjust. It's all like, I could do this all with like two fingers. My index finger and my thumb does the up and down. So it's just very easy, and I could just look right at it. It's a joy. It's comfortable. Everything's there. I don't find myself like with this. I have to go. Or with the Sigelli, I'm firing it and then I have to go like this. Or if I'm firing it here, I have to go like this. I'm doing this all off camera. I'm fucking weird. So yeah, I have, it's just the screen's in the right place, and I do enjoy using this. It's just comfortable. I find myself picking this up more than I pick up my RDNA now. It's kind of sad because this is 50 bucks, 55 bucks. This is 190 bucks. Yeah, it has temp control, but this also fires higher, and it's also just more comfortable to hold. It's round on both sides, so it's just great. I'm rambling too much. Oh, it's off, I think. Oh no, it's not off. It's in voltage mode, and it's set to 3 volts. It's just a terrific vape. I've had no problems whatsoever to report with this. Everything sits on there flush. It is comfortable. The buttons don't rattle. The screen's where it needs to be. I had one subjective con, and now I've already forgotten it. Oh yeah, with the USB port being up here, when you do charge it and you don't have anything on it, it tends to fall over. So I wish it was on the bottom. big whoop. Besides that, it is a perfect device. I shouldn't say perfect because nothing's perfect. Yeah, I'm just gonna look. Yeah, I mean, if the batteries are replaceable, it would be a perfect device. Because then, if my batteries go bad, I could just swap 2 more in there. But you know, for the size, the power, the performance, it's all there. $55. Can't beat that. So if you're looking for a 50-watt device that performs, and as far as the numbers go, I'm not a numbers guy because I don't have that kind of stuff. But I will tell you this: I've heard people say it fires hot, which means it fires higher than it's set to. I don't get that feeling. Me personally, IMO, in my opinion, I feel that it is under firing at times. And what I mean by that is I put my K-Fun on here, and I put my K-Fun on the Evolve DNA 40 here, and I rocked them both at 12 watts. I felt like this was giving me a hotter vape at 12 watts than this was, and it's not by much. I can't say that word. It's a little difference. It's a little bit, but I did notice it a little bit. Most people won't notice it, but I did. That's my suggestion, Con. If it could possibly be fine under. I don't know if Phil did a review on it. I would have to see if he did, and if he put numbers up for it. I have a feeling it's not, you know, the accuratest chip in the world, but it works, and I don't have any issue with it. So that is it. The Eleaf iStick 50-watt, eStickity.com has them. Yeah, that's all I got to say, guys. I highly recommend this device. And that's all I got to say about it. So next week, we are going to look at this little guy right here. And boy, I have a lot to say about this little guy. This little RDA clone from Tobacco. It's called the Derringer. This is a clone of the original. Yes, it's tiny. It is, I mean, if you put that on this little guy, it's just great. It's tiny. Anyways, it's tiny. That's going to be next week. We'll take a look at that. And, yeah, that's it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you may subscribe down here below. And as always, thank you all for watching. And until next time, live well and vape on. Let's go the next one, then not the kill. You don't believe it, but I'm betting that you will.